Hello, and welcome to Jumpin' Johnny Gaming. Golden Axe is a side-scrolling beat-em-up. It has a linear path, and you defeat enemies to move on until you defeat the final boss, Deathbringer. Pick Arcade. Beginner doesn't give you all the levels. You have 3 characters to choose from, and they have a slight different range with their weapons, special attack, and levels of magic. Axe Butler, he is balanced on all skills, has earth spells. Julius Thunderhead has the weakest magic, which is lightning, and very good range with his weapon. And finally, Tyrus Flare has the strongest magic, which is fire, and the shortest range on her weapon. There are 3 buttons in the game, 1 to attack, 2 to jump, and the 3rd button is your magic button. Save your magic for the bosses. The game has basic attacks. You use your attack buttons and can do basic combos. You can jump and then press the attack button for a jump and attack. You can double tap the D-pad to go into a run, and you can press jump and hold attack for a big jumping attack move. If you run and press attack, you do a charge move, which is one of the most handy moves in the game, as you are always having enemies either side of you. Beware, pretty much most enemies have their own charging attack moves when they are at a distance from you, so always move up and down while closing in on enemies to attack. When you are attacking enemies and are doing a combo attack, you are open to attack, so only do combo attacks when there is only one enemy. The purple versions of the same enemies are stronger. As you go through the game, the enemies will have lots of colour variations, and each new variation you face will always be stronger than the last. Blue imps have magic pots stored in their sack. Attack them to get the magic pots for yourself until they run away. Tyrus needs a lot of magic pots for her full attack. If you are playing as the dwarf, he has the weakest magic, but can fill up the max more quickly, and can use at the end of every level. Tyrus can take several levels to get her max spell, but it's the most powerful spell in the game. Make sure you jump up to the upper path first for extra magic pots. If you go to the lower path first, you will miss it. You will face your first enemy that's on a mountable creature with a deadly attack that can knock you off your feet with its tail. Any creature you see an enemy on, you can knock them off and ride the creature yourself, which you can still get knocked off, but you won't lose health. Once you get knocked off 3 times, the creature will run away. When you press attack, the creature will whack its tail in the direction you press. Move slowly to the right so you can defeat the enemies but not activate the 2 hammer bosses. Once the 2 enemies are defeated, the bosses will start to move. If you still got the animal, swipe them up and move up. Activate your magic and keep moving up and down while slowly moving to attack. If you haven't got the animal, do running attacks while still moving up and down. Every stage you complete, you will have an opportunity to gain some magic pots and health in later stages. Move slowly to the right so you only face 1 enemy. You will face stronger enemies of the same type you have faced before, and you can use the gap on the left to run attack them off the edge. Watch out for the dragon that will come running in. You can ride the dragon and use the flame attack to defeat the new enemy types. There is no boss in the level, so save your magic unless you play as the dwarf, as he always has a full magic maxed at the end of the stage, but you want to save for max level, especially playing as Tyrus. A new dragon will appear with a different fire projectile attack and a skeleton. The skeletons can do a big running jump attack. You have to do a running jump over the gap, jump right at the edge to make it. After you defeat the female enemies, you will have to face the first bosses again. If you slowly move to the right, you will only face one at a time. Get the boss in the left corner and do a running attack constantly every time he gets up. After you defeat the 3 enemies, you will face a new boss. Use your magic to get rid of the 2 generic enemies and constantly use a running attack. Always keep your distance, the boss's sword has a good range. Watch out as 3 enemies quickly comes out from behind you. Skeletons will now start to come out of the ground. Like stage 2, there is no boss, so if you don't have full magic, save it and face the strongest versions of enemies so far. You can knock the skeletons off the edge in this section. You will face 2 stage 4 bosses. Try to get one on the left and one on the right, and do running attacks back and forth until both defeated. After you defeat these enemies, including a stronger version of the first boss, you will face Death Adder. When you lose all 3 lives, you get 3 continues. If you run out of continues, it's game over. I'm playing the Sega Megadrive or Genesis collection, which has a handy rewind feature, as you may have noticed. If you find yourself on the last life and continue, just keep rewinding every time you get hit. You will face 2 skeletons alongside the boss for this stage. I'm saving my magic for the next boss. Feel free to use your magic, especially to get rid of the skeletons. You will get more magic pots to collect. When the boss slams the ground and some sort of lightning ground attack heads towards you, you have to jump to avoid it. Running attacks are always the best move to use. Jumping slashing attacks are good when surrounded by enemies. In the last stage, lots of opportunities to knock off enemies off the edge. Do a running jump over the gap. Go to the bottom to knock enemies off and be very careful you don't fly off yourself. You can lead these mini-bosses to the left edge to defeat them easily. Final boss, very similar to Death Adder, but every time he knocks you down, he will use potion magic like the main characters for extra damage. The skeletons you can't defeat, but they have twice the health as the main boss, so concentrate most of your attacks to the main boss. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, where there are more complete retro walkthroughs of classic games. The channel also has achievement and trophy guides, secrets and tips from the latest releases. Thanks for watching.